What's going on, everybody? JBM. This is the actual video for ISS Atlantic City, and you will not believe what happened to me. My Google Maps has routed me. I believe it was set to no tolls, and it brought me straight to the Cape Mays or Cape Mary. I think Cape Mays ferry. So in order to drive from the ferry all the way to Atlantic City was another 4 hours. So look where I'm at on the ferry. I can't be too mad. I'm still gonna get there sooner than I was supposed to. Whoa. And a tall. And a tall boat. See, I don't know if I'll be getting the. See, I don't know if I'll be getting the auto. The manual's on the other side. Let's go look at that one.
Okay.
How's it going? Yep.
Hot off the press.
Oh, literally, no pun intended.
No pun intended. Perfect. Hot off the press.
I see that.
I'm gonna go check out this, what's that, the Thunder over there?
That's the Thunder, yes sir.
I'm gonna check that out.
It's the Solution Dryer.
Okay. Solution.
Do you do blogging too, or?
I do.
Oh, okay.
You said blogging?
Yeah, blogging or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna record as you explain
Go
it.
ahead. So this is our 3-point registration here. Everything in our machine is toolless, so you can do everything by hand. You don't need a tool or anything like that.
Okay.
So any adjustment you want to make, it's all done by hand. Okay. It's got 2 springs. Okay. Then lets it go up and down pretty quick and easily. You can do it like with one finger. Okay.
All right.
We include the laser with the press. We're one of the only manufacturers that includes the laser, and it's a 4-point laser, okay? Most people, and if they'll sell you a laser, it's maybe just comes with 2 or 3 lasers. We actually have 4 on there, and it's included with the price of the machine.
Okay.
So the price I quoted you includes the laser. And you can see it's made out of pure steel. Okay, so if you run a car into this, sorry for the car, this will be scratched. Okay?
Right.
Nice thing about it is also we send it to you already leveled, so you don't have to do any of the work. It's very simple to assemble. You see these bolts right here?
Yep.
4 bolts. Okay? So everything comes assembled. The only thing you got to attach is this piece of the arm. Okay, now you got to do is screw it on, and there's a number for each one. So they take 4, 4, 3, 3, and you just connect them, and that's it.
Okay.
So it'll take you probably half an hour to put the machine together, and that's it. So basically in a half an hour, maybe in 45 minutes, you're ready to start printing.
Nice.
It comes with aluminum pallets, and the
Okay.
pallets are slide in. So what you do is slide in the pallet in here, and then you just tighten them with these knobs here. Just tighten. You see the flash just went on? The flash is an automatic flash, so it senses when the pallet's underneath, and it'll start flashing. When it removes it, then the flash will go off after a couple seconds here. Okay, you see?
I
Then
see
we
that.
go to back in under again.
Seems like it'll save you some electricity.
Correct. It will save electricity.
Okay. Nice.
So that's the flash that would come with this Thunder. Did you order the flash too? I don't remember.
Flash and the
Oh, and the dryer, and that's the dryer. The dryer, this shirt you're wearing, it's dried on that dryer. Not that you're wearing now, the one that I gave you guys.
and that's the explosion unit on top?
That's the exposure unit on top here, right? This is the 2332, which I think is the one I
Yes.
quoted you. Okay. So that's the vacuum right there. You shut it down, and it'll expose it in about 5-10 seconds, the screens.
Wow. All right. This is the one I was talking to.
24-volt dryer.
Yeah.
So you see, everything's solid steel.
Yeah.
All this equipment, when you buy it, it should last you 30 years.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's what we want.
And there's going to
Longevity.
be right, and there's going to be no. You're not going to have an issue. If you have an issue, you're going to have an issue maybe the first couple of weeks.
Right.
We'll take care of you on that. Everything comes with a 2-year warranty.
Staring your ink.
Let's go.
Let's talk about how the business model on this thing works. Cost and it. Okay, so your consumable instead of being thread is ink. Ink and creatures, fluids and things. Ink on this machine is 31 cents a cc. Right? Average print in the United States is about 5.5 cc's on a dark shirt. We have 2 models. They just put the bulk system on it just so people can see it. It's not hooked up. It doesn't work. And you wouldn't see this on a bulk. A bulk's the machine. A bulk is a machine that you buy when you're doing 3,000 when you're averaging 3,000 shirts a month, right? And you want to take it up to 5,000. The reason that you would use the bulk, this machine is like $36,000, all right?
Okay.
But the ink is only 14 cents a cc because that's why you would do that. That's not where you want to start. You want to start here.
Okay, and
Right.
this one, what's the price point of this one?
Okay, so the whole kit, right? The printer, the stand, the pre-treat machine, the heat press, everything, the training. They've even given away extra platens for the next 2 months or 3 months, and all of the stuff is like 30,006,
Okay.
right? And that heat, that pre-treat machine that guy's leaning on over there,
Yeah.
that will support 3 printers.
That's printed from somewhere else, whereas the embroidery it's just more personal. People prefer it. They'll pay a higher price for it.
Now when it comes to machines, we got rubber, we got American. I know it's preference when it comes to the machine, and you got a lot of skepticism out there, but why would you say no? So I'm not supporting none of this. This ain't going to YouTube. Why would you?
What's going on, y'all? A-dubb Productions at the Expo. Got my man over here, Floyd. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel, man.
All right, man.
Oh, yeah. How you doing,
We got Mike T.
Mike T.
What's going on? Mike T.
You hear us?
I can hear y'all. What's going on? What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
How you like the show so far?
All right.
It's all right?
Just got in, so about to check it out. I'm about to double film.
So you got to film each other?
Yeah.
Sam Banks, T-shirt side hustle. You got Mike T. Everybody know Mike T. The Grizzly.
Subscribe to JBM right now. Get that knowledge from Jim.
There we go.
So,
I'm gonna
if
record
you
as
see that big green hoop right there,
Yep.
that's its big jacket back. That's its sew field. That's its maximum sew field. All right. It comes with 5 sets of hoops, 2 each size. It comes with a full cap system, with 2 cap frames, ready to go. It arrives like you see it on the stand. You know, threaded. It doesn't have the big cones. It'll have the small spools. On the controller, basically as it sews it out, it grays it out, so it disappears.
Oh, okay.
And what you're looking at is you're sewing at 1,000 stitches a minute, and we're sewing on needle number 9, which is some black highlights, and the next 3 to sew are right there. The total stitch count on the design is 1,000 stitches, and we're at 42,000 on this. All of these machines are equipped with what's called a safety beam sensor. So if you're sewing at 900 stitches a minute, that's 15 stitches a second. You get your finger in at the business end of that needle, I promise you, you're not fast enough to pull it out before it gets you at least twice. And it'll be a day you never forget.
Yeah.
Whereas with these machines, if you get too close, the beam sensor.
Stops.
Yeah. So.
And that's standard on the machine.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you just escape it and push go. If you ever have to do something like a big blanket or a beach towel or, you know, like a baby blanket or something like that. All right, so most machines in this room that you would look at, you'd have to do that and it hangs down on the front, or if you put it in the back, it gets all tangled up into this, right? Not these, come with me. So you have a blanket, right? Big blanket, you feed it out of the back. This whole thing is set up for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about anything getting caught.
Exactly, jammed up and damaged and all the rest of that.
That's very clever to
Yeah.
have that opening.
When that came through on this chassis, as you can see, we do it with all the singles now. When they came up with that, I was like, oh, are you kidding me? That is brilliant. I mean,
It is.
I have people do a lot of horse blankets and stuff, right? And it's like, a horse blanket's heavy,
Yeah.
right? And they end up sitting in a chair in front of it, holding it up while it's being done, rather than now they can do it.
Letting it go
Yeah, and-
while you do something else, yeah.
Right, and so you can, when you put it, I don't know if you're aware of this, when you put a design in, you can orient it inside the machine's brain any way you want, right? So if you're looking at the way this is set up, this is at like 0 degrees, okay? So 0 degrees, you can read it standing in front of it and it's right side up on the screen. But when you're doing a hat, right, because of the way the hat thing works, you got to reverse it, right? You 180 degrees.
Right.
So it shows up upside down on your screen. But I mean, with a blanket or something like that, you can turn it to 90 degrees, 30 degrees, whatever you want to do. And it would just, but it indicates on the screen where it is, and you kind of basically do it.
And that's accurate
Oh yeah.
to what you're putting in.
Oh, yeah,
so you don't
absolutely.
make a mistake when you set something up.
Right. And you see this little red dot here?
Yeah.
You can't really see it on the other machine, but they all have it. All right, that you use for tracing, but the other thing you can do, if you're trying to put a logo over top of a shirt pocket, you got to hoop that thing dead straight. I mean, dead straight, or else the bottom of the logo won't line up with the top of the shirt pocket. And that's what the eye registers for, right? So these machines have what's called a design position alignment tool. And you take that little red dot, you go to the top right corner of that pocket, you push set. You go to the top left corner of that pocket, you push set, and it will line that logo up directly level between those 2 points and smack in the middle.
Okay.
Right?
That's good.
Yeah, oh yeah, the brain does it.
Now this one is the TMEZ. Is that,
Yeah.
This the one that you said was the top of the line.
Yeah. We're gonna be at 30 grand
with
this one.
Yep.
You know, it's a great machine. I'm just kind of learning it,
Okay.
right?
I just noticed like the different screen and everything.
Yeah, well, the screen's more complicated, right? And the other thing, it has automatic tensions. That's what all this is. You don't see any knobs to mess with,
Right.
right? When you're setting tensions, and we'll train you how to do it, the thing on the tensions is you do what's called a drop test on the bobbin, which you set it so you go like that, and it moves a couple of inches, and you're straight. Then you basically, you put your finger on the front of these, you can tell that the shaft pokes out just a little bit. Put your finger on the front. All right, you feel the shaft in the center, and these are basically about flush. And then you're in the zone, right? And you don't like chase a bunch of stuff here. You just set all the tension to the bottom. And when you look on the back, what you're looking for is a third, a third, a third. But we'll train you guys on that.
What do you do with the bag when it's done?
Yes, of course.
Let me ask you a question. As far as digitizing goes,
All right, so y'all do hats, wholesale height. I don't know if I heard of the company. That's why I'm like,
Oh, it's been around for about 38 years. It's going on 40 years now, so we've been around for a while.
Okay.
And we are America's largest cap source, and we have all kinds of hides.
That you're in the business, asking them for contract printing, that kind of unlocks you to a different price scale than what someone would normally get retail. So something that would be, let's say, a one color print at a shop that may be $350, you tell me you're a contract printer, you may be able to get that for $1.50, $1, $1.25, depending on the quantity. But that basically tells them that you're gonna alleviate all the headaches. The things that come in where you're gonna deal with the customer, you're gonna bring them print-ready artwork, everything's going to be kind of laid out, mapped out, so they don't have to do any of the stuff that you're doing on the back end. Dealing with customers for some people is a headache. Not knowing what people want, how many, what colors, all of the customer service, you're taking that out. And you're going to drop off your shirts or have the company literally depending on, but usually drop off your shirts, everything's going to be good to go. You're going to pick them up, and you're kind of used like, if he has an auto machine, I'm helping him keep his machine running. You know, so that's his thing. He always wants to keep it running and running and running, and he'll slide my jobs in whenever he has some downtime in his own customer base. Usually if you have shops that are running with one printer or a small shop, maybe one or two, a family operation, they don't have time in production to focus on getting customers and different things like that. A lot of these shops that are small just run off of word of mouth. So you're one of those sales reps of the sort, but you have your own business. So contract print is a way that you can walk in. You do that with embroidery as well. I still do it with my embroidery. Contract it out, you mark it up, and you deliver it to your customer.
I think the other thing you mentioned yesterday is good to know. Is like, I think I might have said, what do you do if you have a couple $100 for the day? When you were saying transfers are another option, or vinyl cutters.
Yep. So transfers is a great option for bulk work. I still believe that anybody getting into the industry with no knowledge, no idea what they want to do, should start with a vinyl cutter, unless you have a few $1,000 and say, I want to be a screen print shop. That's the difference. But starting with the heat press and a vinyl cutter, because that knowledge that you gain from using the vinyl cutter is translatable in the color separation when you get into screen printing. Things that you can't cut on the vinyl cutter, you know that it turns into DTG or one of these full color formats. And then once you have that idea, you're going to grow. And I don't know, but any screen print shop you walk into is going to have a heat press. So you investing in that heat press, it's going to last you as long as it doesn't break. It's going to last you into no matter how big you grow your business, whether that's putting on numbers because you work in the schools, or some companies finish their products with heat press and different things like that.
All right.